do many things by just using AI. So like you can do that like okay, you can the shift has been from merely answering questions to solving problems at scale. So like we our main strategic pivot or in the direction is we should pivot away from the simple beyond beyond creating answers for the assignments or anything. So we should dive into this like building startups and like acting as a if there are the faculty here, the faculties should become mentors for the students who want to build something. So this is like leveraging AI in the innovation journey. So previously there are like okay, if anybody has any idea or is anybody has any solution, like the barrier is very high. Today, like the code is no longer a barrier. Design is no longer a barrier. And all the things that needs to make the product live, to make a tech product live, to make the information, brainstorming, research, everything that can be done, it is already available. So right now, essentials, whatever thing you have is the problem you want to solve, the solution you want to search, and the prompt you should be using, like the prompt or the AI input you have to use in order to make it a reality. So we'll make it like 0 to 1, how to. Okay, so we'll focus on first. We will be like little bit touch into that, like how we do the prompting to get the best outputs. Okay, so like why exactly we need the prompt engineering? Okay, so we discussed LLM is a predictive engine. LLM is not like when you ask a question, LLM doesn't understand your question in its literal sense. LLM will take your question as a simple statistical direction, and then it will give the output which is more statistically relevant answer. Now, like when we know an LLM is not understanding our intent, and LLM is not like not giving the like effective output, like effective answer. See, you should understand that LLM is a predictive engine, so it is giving you one of the many possibilities for that answer. So for every word, it is checking what is the probability of this word after this word. So like what we can do is, suppose if we have a librarian, like who knows everything, we should make him direct on a focus on a specific thing. Okay. So for example, like okay, I mean, if he's thinking about 100 different things, we can say no, focus only on this particular thing. Then what happens? Instead of thinking about 100 things, he will only think about 5, 10 things. So essentially, your output, the output from the librarian will get better. So that's what like we'll get into. So essentially we'll get into like how we can how prompt engineering essentially means we are decreasing the possibilities of the output, so that whatever output we get that is more probably and more statistically right than exactly right. Okay. And how many here like are using like ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude? DeepSeek, Kprit. Okay, fine. So, like, okay, I want this to be like little bit like more interactive. Suppose like you also everyone open your Gemini or ChatGPT, whichever AI model of your choice. I think everybody is connected to internet here, right? Okay, whoever is connected to internet, like open this and make a simple prompt. Explain Gen AI. Just enter this prompt. Explain Gen AI. How many are using Gemini model at the moment? ChatGPT. Okay. First, before we go to anything, whatever like your answers are there, for example, the people who are using ChatGPT, once try to look at the other persons, and then you try to compare, put them to next, and compare the answer. See, the answer won't be the exactly same. Majorly because, see, AI is not hard coded to give you the answer. So it is not explain Gen AI. I mean, whenever you enter this, it is not giving an exact hard coded exact answer. So as we discussed, this is a predictive engine based on statistical possibility. So like whenever you see the answer, like because it is checking the statistical possibilities and the possibility and probability. So that's why like the answer like, comes, whatever answer, like the same model is answering you will be different from the answer it is giving to you. So that's why even I mean there can be slight changes, but the point is the answer is not hard coded because it is a statistical engine. Now, can anyone tell like I mean what is wrong with this prompt? Can we prompt better? Like what is wrong with this prompt? Anybody? I mean you can raise hand and you can get involved. So first thing is this prompt is very vague. Okay, this is like explain Gen AI. Okay, so explain Gen AI, it will give most likely very generalized answer. Okay, I mean I think you are a BTech student. Okay, so is like whatever answer you are getting here, is it most relevant to you? Maybe some part, maybe some not. Okay. So like this is where you give the specificity. Okay. So instead of simply saying explain Gen AI, we will go to more specific way. Explain Gen AI to second year CS student with a real world example with a textual photo and video samples. Now try this prompt with the same model. Try this prompt. Now compare the output of this prompt and the previous prompt to the which is explained Gen AI. Now, I think the answer from this, this prompt is more focused, more. It has a more specific direction. It has more explanation in order to like involve in it. Did everybody enter this one? Can someone raise a hand and Like explain the difference they got from the two prompts, the previous prompt and this prompt. Are you guys forced to be here? So can anyone raise the hands? Can somebody from that row? I think that okay. Please do. Okay. Yeah, good. See, and also, how is the information position? Like this is like a, can you tell me which year are you? The second year CS. Okay, I think this question is exactly suited to you. Like, I mean, you can understand, like, okay, explain Gen AI, it is very vague. The answer is very vague, right? So now this is more suitable to you, right? Is the answer, this answer is more suitable, right? Yeah, that was the set. Thank you. See, this is called a zero shot prompting. Okay, so where you define exactly what you want. Okay, so concept, you directly give a direct instructions. Okay, like do this kind of thing, and how it like basically how it works is it will check all the pre-trained data like a millions of responses, and it will give the it will give whatever data it was trained on, it will give the like output based on it. But when you specifically mention who is it for, okay, and what it is for, your role and context. But in this case, we are not giving any examples in order to give an output. Okay. So we'll get into a little bit more like a little bit more fun kind of thing. Okay. For example, okay, this time we can go with a simple like a prompt. Okay. Write a poem on the tree. Okay. Now everybody open the new chart and enter this prompt. Now, can anybody tell like okay how this prompt can be better? How this prompt can be better?
Describe in detail and specify categories like blooming of flowers or ripening of fruits can be better.
Yeah, and what kind of tree or flower, what kind of things we want to involve. Okay, that thing is there. And anybody, any suggestions?
Rose. Rose.
Any suggestions on the middle?
Raja, Chappu, Rose. Rose.
So, in this case, what we will go with is, so one of the things we want poems to be rhyming, right? Like it can be poem on anything, okay? But we want it specifically like a rhyming at the end, okay? So we will give an examples of how the poem should look like, okay? For example, uh, like we can have like instead of a simple like a simple give a write a poem on the tree. So what we'll try to give is we will simply put okay like we want just a two-line poem which is called a couplet in the rhyming. Okay, we'll simply put
అంటే బరాబర్ టైం వస్తుంది నువ్వు మన దగ్గర కూర్చోండి ఇద్దరం ఏముంటుంది
doing the stream network light shade is shade
క్రైస్
Cut out the live stream.
stuck అయిపోతుంది
కట్ అయింది